Hello everybody, Katyvern here, and today I am going to review the 2017 Bandai Movie Monster series, The Bandai Movie Monster series, Godzilla Filius, from, obviously the, anime trilogy, which I personally did not like, but I got this figure mainly because he's meant to be kind of a stand-in for Earth for Kaiju Mash. Yes, Earth is going to have, this guy is going to have some relevance in Kaiju Mash, which will be later. And speaking of Kaiju Mash, that one's still currently on hiatus because I haven't thought of any ideas for what I can do for the first official episode, to say the least, so yeah, so let's get to reviewing on Godzilla Filius, and let's go! Now, the first thing we do is review the sculpt of Filius. If you hear me say Earth every now and then, since this guy is meant to be a stand-in for my Kaiju Mash version of Earth, so, please excuse me, this is basically Filius. And also, in context of, this guy being named Filius, there was another Godzilla roaming around the monster planet, and, Filius was basically the son of Godzilla. Now, whatever of Godzilla in the anime trilogy, well, whether I'm going to include Filius in as a small miniature or not in the, Kaiju Mash, it's going to be a thing or not, I'm not sure about that yet, but I'm still brainstorming ideas. So, anyways, let's get to reviewing on the sculpt. Very plant-like. He's very plant-like, obviously. Has a nice texture. The spines work well. Very well done, very fitting for the art style of Earth. I mean, despite me not liking the anime very much, Godzilla Earth's design is really cool, and Filius is also pretty cool too, because although, yeah, despite the fact that he's just basically a less spiky version of Godzilla, he's still pretty cool. But yeah, the sculpt is pretty accurate, I feel, and very well done, to say the least. But yeah, I'd probably just give the, I should probably just go ahead and get the sculpt a 10 out of 10. I actually do like the sculpt a lot. And next up, and yes, this will be kind of a quick review because not really the biggest fan of Godzilla, the Godzilla trilogy. Kinda was a little lackluster, the story just didn't go well. But the Godzilla was cool and the Kaiju were cool, so there was that. But yeah, let's review the paint job. As you can tell, it's kind of like a greenish, bluish base with some painted features. And since Earth and Filius didn't have a whole lot of color, hence why there isn't really much of a paint job when it came to this guy. And boy howdy, you can't even, the eyes aren't even painted there. At least the claws are painted, and it's got a nice metallic blue. It's an alright paint job, given the Kaiju itself isn't really all that colorful. Just they basically made the spines along here, from here all the way to the tip of the tail. Okay, all the way to here. My bad. Because I realized the tip isn't exactly painted right here either, which usual Bandai. That's just what they do, you know. But not a bad paint job, but at the same time, it's a little, it's kind of lackluster. I mean, obviously there's paint right here, more greenish tints, but not bad. I'd say it's an 8. It's an 8 out of 10. They definitely try to give it a more paint look. It's an 8. now, final part, articulation. One at the tail, obviously, where the tail kind of sticks to the base. The tail, you got arm articulation all the way around. Yeah, I forgot to mention that there was a paint job at the shoulders. Whoop-de-doo. Articulation at the legs, all the way around. Whee! But yeah, 5 points of articulation. Not that great, but it's kind of basic, so I'll just give it a 5. And then in total we'll make it 23 out of 30. It's an alright figure, but you know, it's an alright figure, but it's just a little, you know, because Earth isn't exactly one of my favorites. But it's not a bad looking figure, though. It's definitely not a bad figure. Especially considering the fact that this thing does lack a lot in color, kind of lacks. This Kaiju overall does kind of lack in color. At least the Bandai did try to put in efforts to make it look more colorful, I could say. At least they tried. They definitely, there was definitely some level of effort put into this figure. Even if it is Filius and not Godzilla himself, because those prices on Godzilla. It's kind of why I got Filius, because Filius is the cheaper version. But yeah, this has been the review on a kind of a lame-ish from a kaiju from a lame-ish Godzilla movie, from a very lame trilogy. Hate to say, but. As you could tell, I'm not really a big fan of the trilogy because it was boring. And the main character kind of sucked, so he was just basically a rip-off of Aaron. But yeah. And also the articulation is quite well done, too, so yeah, not bad. But yeah, this guy is meant to be will be Earth in Kaiju Mash. Another reason why I have came up with an episode is because people. There's a lot of people where I don't live alone, so I don't have any control over that. So, and there's been, as you can hear, about a coffee in the background. When I was recording Kaiju Mash at the time, there was only one person I was living with. And now there's more people, so it's going to make Kaiju Mash a little bit hard to produce since I need the time to record and get everything done, so, and be able to do voices without getting looked at weirdly, so, yeah. I'm still going to make it, I just need the time and the ability to record, too. That's pretty much it. And I also am kind of explaining in this video to stretch out the video a bit longer. So yeah, this has been the review on the Godzilla movie monster series Filius, which came out in 2017. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Very short.